And we are live for February 22nd, 2017, Metal Truthers. I'm here with Brandon and Mitch, my co host. I'm Levi, bringing you the metal news because the news is metal. Now, starting off today, we'll talk about the Dakota Access Pipeline protest. The camp has been ousted, and the last of the Dakota Access Pipeline protesters have been escorted away. They apparently arranged a bus for the people to send them to another area. You're saying that, Brandon?
Yeah, that's so far what I was hearing.
Your link
I
didn't
tried
come
to
through.
listen to the live stream they had up earlier, but I was at work, so I really couldn't like pay attention really to what was going on because it really wasn't. Nobody was giving commentary as it was happening or anything. It was you literally saw people walking, and you know, I mean, it's just it is what it is. I mean, it could at least hopefully it didn't. We don't find out it ended like Oregon did somehow with like a casualty off to the side.
Right, there are injuries being reported, but no casualties as of yet. This is video from the event when the cops came in and purged them out. Now, there are some people saying that protesters lit fire to their own tents as they were fleeing in protest, but I, I can't be sure right now. I'm not sure what exactly happened there. We just know that the pipeline protest camp has fallen. There might be some stragglers still hanging around, but they're being rounded up. Uh,
They're being arrested at this point.
right.
Earlier, when I was listening to the live stream, one of the guys that was walking out was telling that he said he had just been told by an officer they had 20 minutes to peacefully evacuate, or they were going to start arresting people. So,
And they've been able to do this because they've been able to reclassify it from a protest to an ecological disaster. Uh, Here from oilprice.com, which is a nice capitalist paper, of course, funded by the big oil companies to keep you safe from the protesters stopping the oil pipeline on their land. They're telling us that there's an ecological disaster happening at the camp, that all these protesters are leaving trash laying around everywhere, and that it's actually causing more of a danger and more of a long term lasting effect than that pipeline could ever leave.
yeah, I mean, it's almost like the radiation from Fukushima and the radiation that's leaking from all of our nuclear sites and stuff. Like, they don't really talk about it, but the true damage that it's doing is just incomprehensible. We wonder why there's bird die-offs everywhere.
Right. And I think it's unfair the way they've tried to portray these protesters because uh, they're specifically saying that these protesters are being they're trashing the environment and leaving behind a lot of toxic waste. But I have some video right here that I'm privy to that was leaked out from the protest camp of them dumping trash at the site. And they're actually bringing in trucks, and you can watch them do this. They'll bring in a whole truck full of trash and dump it out at the campsite that the protesters were at. So this is why I don't want to report with any definitives yet because this is we're not getting the whole truth from this. And today's whole episode, I think, is going to be centered around truth in the media because we're getting two different stories from two different sides, and that's to be expected. But these stories
We're
have
getting two
actually been
different stories all the time, but the problem is, even when there's actually three stories, and two of the mainstream stories seem to conflict with the people that are on the ground. You know, the people that are actually there always seem to be telling a different story, like that shooting at the airport in Florida a while back or whatever, just not that long ago. You were getting different
exactly.
reports coming out of the people on the street, but the news was reporting something completely different.
The news said it was one shooter, and I saw people claiming to be witnesses, claiming there were two or three shooters. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I mean, why would an entire airport flee for one guy with that many people in there and that many, like, in that area like that with all that heightened shit, all the heightened security around airports? You would think that one guy wouldn't be able to cause too much panic. But I heard reports that people were getting shot at while they were running out from outside while they were running outside.
Well, apparently yesterday, an untethered gas can at a Houston hospital caused them to go into panic mode and to order every cop in Texas to that hospital just about.
200 officers were on scene when I was listening to the live stream.
And then they tried to say it was something like a falling piece of equipment that caused that call. But yet we saw a huge response from the police to that hospital yesterday. And they even called out a report of the witness of what he looked like, said he was a 30-year-old bald white man. Uh, how can you have a witness and have people seeing shootings on the ground, and then when it comes back around, they just say it was nothing?
And one thing I'd like to know is why is no camera, like hospital camera footage, been shown? Like they should have been able to see that a piece of equipment fall on some sort of camera. I mean, there's a camera in every fucking room in those hospitals.
I used to work for hospital security, and the hospital I worked for, we had a camera in every hallway and in most of the patient rooms to monitor the patient while they were sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, so where's the footage from it? You know, that's the thing. That's why the only article I could report on yesterday, and I'm very sorry, guys, again, I apologize for that. That was my first attempt at engineering on, you know, this Brokeback Mountain piece of shit I got of a computer.
I think it did great. Y'all were still able to manage. I was very proud of you for carrying on.
Oh, thank you. And then Brandon, he kept leaving me hanging, so I got stuck by myself the whole time. I was like, oh, this is horrible.
Yeah, I apologize for that. One of my
I'm
buddies.
live. And then my fiance was in the background critiquing shit, and I was like, just shut the fuck up. Don't critique it while I'm live. God damn it.
Yeah, one
Oh,
of my
good
buddies
times,
kept
guys.
getting stuck on the side of the road. His car kept dying on him, so I had to help him out a little bit.
Yeah, but that was good times, guys. But I mean, so as far as the DP that pipeline goes, there's really like it's over as far as that protest goes. I'm sure they're going to try and rally back up, but that's again if the police don't do exactly what they did to the people from Oregon and start going to people's houses and arresting them a couple of days from now on some bullshit charge of like, you know, y'all hindered an investigation or y'all interfered with some kind of federal jurisdiction, blah 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 blah. Y'all are going to jail, pretty much. That's
Well, here in Alabama, we have a state law that allows us to kill the police if they try to arrest us under false pretenses. So you'll probably see me on the news if they try some shit like that.
We don't play around down here.
No, we
we
really
don't
don't.
play around in Texas. I'll tell you that much. You come down here and try and pop off with some of that shit. You'd be lucky if the real cops don't show up and bust a cap in you.
I was talking about my Fourth Amendment rights today. As a citizen of the United States of America, we're all given this Fourth Amendment right of free travel, free from restrictions. We're supposed to be able to travel anywhere we want in America, except for, you know, private property and where it's already cordoned off. You're supposed to be able to go there any time of the day or night, and enjoy this American land that you are a citizen of without any hindrance from the police. Even a road stop is considered undue hindrance. And technically, you don't even have to stop at them. I'm not telling anyone to push through a roadblock, but if you've seen these people who go through roadblocks and actually test them, a roadblock has to be warned about in the paper a few days before, and is supposed to be given due notice to the public before it's given.
Not only that, I was actually watching a video earlier. Speaking of that, and apparently there was this guy that had gone down and tried to get some footage of the Oroville Dam, and he was talking about he went back to show the river or something this time, but that's been overflowing. But he said while he was down at the Oroville Dam, somebody apparently had gotten his license plate number, and he had unknowingly passed on to private property, supposedly. More than likely, what happened was they didn't want anybody knowing the truth about what's really going on with that whole situation. But either way, he was talking about in his video how 2 cops showed up at his house looking for him.
I've also heard that the dam workers who released the video footage of the dam collapsing have been fired. I can't confirm that, but it sounds
It
like
actually did it finally collapse at this point?
I haven't checked in yet. That'd be, since we're doing the news, that'd be a good thing to go over, wouldn't it?
That would be. We need to. I know there's one in Nevada that collapsed yesterday. I touched into that the best I could, but of course, with my computer being on the fritz, I couldn't pull it up. I know I've seen video footage of them being flooded the fuck out in California, though. All over the place, just different areas. It's pretty sad, actually, to see what's going on.
See, we have an update from 2 hours ago. Their capacity is full. It looks like they're still dealing with a whole lot of excess water that they're having to divert and drain around. And I know they have a few different spillways, and it was only one spillway that collapsed, but this has been a huge infrastructure problem for them, and it's going to really, this is going to financially cripple them for years to come.
Yeah, this is pretty sad for them. I mean, I've just seen the pictures, and I mean, it's really y'all. They turn their backs on the country pretty much, and now that when they really need the help, the people I've been talking to, like even one of my coworkers, that pretty much the general consensus is good. Y'all are getting what y'all deserve, and I hate to say that I don't believe that, but there are people out there that California has pushed their communist policies on everybody else for so long that people have been saying, "Oh, this is God's judgment on California for their, different, I guess you could call it." But I mean, I don't believe that. Like I said, I feel bad for these people. Anybody that has to suffer like that. Like, I've been around New Orleans. I know the atmosphere. You have to watch your back while you're walking down the raw, because you never know if you're going to turn that wrong corner. But nonetheless, even though that kind of shit goes down, like in city to be drowned out.
And it could have been a lot worse. I'm seeing now that 2 spillways have collapsed in the Oroville Dam, and they didn't have a full dam collapse. Otherwise, it could have hurt some people, and they fortunately evacuated most people. I think there were 3 fatalities through the storms that I've heard of, but it definitely could have been a lot worse for the residents.
Another thing we need to go over is there was a leaked document from Germany's federal government today saying that they are preparing for mass deportations of the refugees.
Where are they going to deport them to? Here?
I have no idea, but it's basically a retaliation against Merkel. Merkel's trying to bring more in, and the government is going under her and getting ready to deport them.
I heard a lot of about that from my European friends, who, when they talk politics, they're getting fed up with Merkel's BS.
Exactly.
Well, have you I don't know if y'all checked out that channel for that Canadian guy I was telling y'all about, Not Reg Me, which I actually talked to him last night a little bit on one of his videos and let him know, we shout him out all the time. I asked him if he ever has some free time, stop in on our Facebook page and maybe give us a few pointers if possible. But the reality of it is he put up a video earlier today that I watched while I was at work, and it was this government document from back in 1963 about how the 45 steps of communism and how to turn America into a communist country, basically. And he read out each of the steps on that, word for word, what they are. In fact, if you could look up that document after this, that'd be really cool. But I mean, if you look at these 45 steps, dude, I shit you not, you can see almost every last one of them has been put into play.
There's a book I read that was written 50 years ago called None Dare Call It Conspiracy. And my dad actually recommended I read this book. From the time that I was a small child, he kept telling me about this book. And when I read it, it has what you're talking about, a list in it explaining how society will collapse and what's going to happen. And they detailed everything that was going to happen and wrote it down on the paper 50 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty uncanny to hear that. But anyway, back to the Sweden. Sweden has had a lot going on, and I love how the media tried to twist it and say that Donald Trump said there was a terrorist attack when he never once said the word terrorist attack. He just said, "Look at what happened in Sweden last night."
Hmm. It's the same thing as we see in a lot of the mainstream media now. They're trying to twist every little word, and they're listening to people as they talk, and they're tearing it apart critically, trying to pounce anytime they see any kind of error. But I
And then
think
they cut stuff up and word it differently. Like poor Milo, dude, that guy got fucked.
Mhm.
Like he
Yeah,
had to
they really
resign just to get the media to leave Breitbart's company alone.
which I've got all that backlog to talk about as well once we get done talking about Sweden and Germany. We've heard of France riots. I've been watching the France labor revolt happen all of last year, and there would be riots that happened every few months throughout France. But their media is trying to downplay it and keep it off the mainstream news. I
Of
think a lot
course.
of a lot of the Europe right now is up in I wouldn't say in riot, but there's a lot of Europe that is
Europe's going up in flames at this point, is what's happening. These migrants have come in, they're not inundating, they're creating havoc. The people don't want them there. They're destroying the people's countries. So now the people are going to destroy their countries before the migrants can.
right. When you look at like the Calais jungle camp south of France, it's easy to see why these people have turned their back against immigration. Immigration policies for globalism have been pushed for the last few years that stress open borders policies and stress the free immigration of people across Europe. And people are getting tired of seeing this happen and people disrespecting their homelands and refugees coming in and expecting the land to
They're
change.
tired of their daughter every time they try to walk to the store by themselves.
Right. They're for good reason. We're seeing a lot of more a national socialist revolution, which is scary because I don't want a national socialist society. But this is the direct result of communism. This is the direct result
Yeah,
of
everybody
having.
keeps asking how Trump got elected. Well, I say, well, look at what Obama created around the world. Look at the fucking migrant problem. That's how Trump got elected. If you can't understand that, well, then you need to go eat some more crowns.
Yeah, there is nothing new under the sun. There really isn't. The more I study, the more I realize that. There might be someone younger listening to us tonight, and all I can say is this has all happened before. Don't freak out over this right now because you can look through history and see this happening time and time again. We aren't the first.
And
We won't be
also,
the last.
wait till you're our age. You've watched about 3 or 4 presidents. Because what we've seen about 3 or 4 presidents go by in our lifetime. I know I saw Clinton, Bush. At least I can remember. I know there were more, but I can remember Clinton, Bush, and then Obama, and now we're going to see what Trump's like, which Trump seems to be more of the same to me.
That's what it seems like.
I mean, he fucked these Native Americans in the ass and didn't even try to give them lube, dude. He didn't even try. He's the president. He could have at least given them some lube, you know, like $1 billion. Since you're Mr. Billionaire,
Well, Trump
no, you
saying
just
hadn't heard any of the public outcry about Dapple is really frustrating to me because Trump's supposed to be a populist. He's supposed to be listening to the people, and the people have been upset about Dapple. And he said that he hadn't heard a single thing about it.
well, yeah, but now that we're really pissed off at you, just like what? Are you not hearing us that we want Hillary in prison right now? What about George Soros? I know you launched your investigation into her people again. Why can't we just go ahead and get Soros? We've got tons of information on him.
We got
Shit,
more than
just on that one interview he gave, he should be arrested as a fucking Nazi sympathizer,
well, you know, he will. I don't know
a
how,
war criminal.
but historians are saying that he was a soldier in the Nazi military.
He stole shit from Jews. He worked right beside me. He openly admitted he worked for the Nazis. We should charge him with war crimes. We've got it right there. Fuck him. I said it on this channel. Come on, Soros. I dare you to come at me with a fist fight. I'll knock your fat ass out.
I'd like for him to come at me with a gunfight.
I don't know, dude. Source has probably got some kind of like plasma gun at this point.
I've seen the people he rolls with. He runs with an entourage of bodyguards.
Of course.
And even
That's
that
why
gonna
I want him one-on-one. He can leave his bodyguards at home. I'll fuck him up. I just want to see. That's the thing. These politicians hide behind these muscle men. Like, dare one of y'all to come at me in real life. Just one of y'all. I just want you to step up. I'm a tiny motherfucker, dude. I weigh 145. I do landscaping for a living. I got a fucked up back. If you hit me in the right spot, I'm probably going down. Come at me, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of these elites, dude. They hide behind their fucking shills and their big guns. You know, they have their little underground bunkers to run to once they fucked us all over and we get tired of it. But where? Why? Why do we even have that situation? Why can't we just snap them with the law right now? We know what to do.
I think we should do it fairly. I don't think we should have a witch hunt.
There's a petition out right now. Dabu was talking about it to have a...
You cut out, Mitch.
There's a petition that Dabu was talking about the other day that is out that to have Soros arrested.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of petitions out for it, but you can sign petitions all day, and I've authored some petitions and I've signed a lot of petitions in my career of activism, and I've never seen anything come out of it. And I hate to say that as someone who's been involved in politics as long as I have, but there is a bit of an exercise of futility in it. This is why I've never voted personally, but yet I endorse political candidates. And people will say, well, that's hypocritical of you, because if you don't vote, you shouldn't have a right to have a say or even care about politics.
George Carlin said it best. It's the people who vote that have no right to say anything, because you're the people who keep electing these fucking pricks.
Exactly. I don't cast my ballot because I'm a constant... I'm against the system, and I don't want to feed into it. So,
I mean, honestly, people, let me ask you something. Did you see any fucking difference in the Republican Party this year? The true Republican Party, not Donald Trump. Might as well have just considered him third party because the Republicans didn't like him. Is there any difference between Democrats and Republicans this day and age?
Nope.
No. The thing y'all need to get is like there's right wing and there's left wing. But what's the thing about wings? Aren't they both connected to the same fucking body?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ, y'all are fucking these, especially these leftist pricks. They're so fucking just mentally prick walled. They're like, they're a step above mental retardation. That's the nicest way I can put it.
I was thinking more or less a step below.
No, they're a step above. I mean, well, actually, I take that back. You know, I've met some kids with autism that can do some amazing shit. I don't see any of these SJWs doing anything valuable other than dressing in vagina suits.
Yeah, other than
one of the articles that I have for today talking about Milo actually mentions that autism, and it says never underestimate weaponized autism, because us gamers and us new generation of internet savvy people, we will take the time to be autistic about something. We will watch 2,000 hours of someone's history and go through 5 years of someone's tweets just to find that one time they made an anti-Semitic joke so that we can accuse them of the same thing that they accuse of us. Case in point, Ben Fritz, journalist for the New York Times, who recently got PewDiePie, his contract dropped from Disney by, he actually sent Disney an email containing the few anti-Semitic jokes that PewDiePie made. So we searched his Twitter, and what do we find in his history except for some jokes? Like, just attended my first Hanukkah party, had no idea Jews were so adept at frying. Oh, hilarious joke, Mr. Ben Fritz. Well, obviously, I'm not counting jokes against black people. Those are just funny. Really, Ben Fritz, editor for the Wall Street Journal, you don't say.
Now, see, that's the thing. I'll put it to you like this. I will say any kind of joke about any race, any religion, because I find it to be fucking hilarious. I don't care if you find it racist or offensive, because you know what? Nothing's going to happen to you. Unless I start pulling out some rope and some gasoline and tell you to watch yourself in a... Then, like, motherfucker, you have nothing to worry about.
Well, that's because that's just a joke, and words have no power, except for when you take them and you use them like this. Ben Fritz cost PewDiePie millions of dollars by costing him that Disney sponsorship. And
That just goes to show they don't want anybody in there that's not one of them.
exactly. When you're playing a game of this large of a scale with the mainstream media, they start playing dirty.
Exactly.
The rules don't apply for them like they apply for you. If you make a simple Jew joke, you're an anti-Semite. But if they make a Jew joke, it's okay. And so I'm not against the jokes. That's what people don't understand. Oh, your butt hurt because he made a joke. No, I'm totally for making the jokes, but don't be a hypocrite. Don't make a joke and then turn around and when you see someone else making a joke, say, you can't say that.
Well, he only did it because he had something to gain from doing it. If he hadn't had anything to fucking gain, he wouldn't have opened his fat fucking mouth.
No, but because he threw PewDiePie under the bus, and I don't even really have anything for Felix Yelberg PewDiePie. I don't watch his stuff, honestly. It's not my cup of tea, but to see him thrown under the bus for, absolutely nothing in this manner that they've done, the same way with Milo Yiannopoulos, because Milo hasn't said anything worse than anyone else. If you take it at the very worst thing Milo has said, is still not as bad as what Lena Dunham has said about her little sister, and nobody has made a big stink about her.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is about this whole situation with Milo is he said some things that they didn't like. I mean, I've heard him say, yes, I'm homosexual, natural, and things like that. And the fucking leftists can't stand to hear anything that goes against what they have to say.
Because he actually talked about conservative politics and because he actually showed a gay man being anything other than a Democrat, he wasn't the kind of gay man they wanted around. So the only gay we've seen persecuted in modern time has been a conservative gay.
That's the sad thing about it all, man, is the people truly have no fucking voice ever. It's just we've been convinced and prodded into believing that we do. They'll throw an idea out there that everyone likes, and then if they choose to pass it, because right now, you want to know why they're legalizing marijuana? Because that's going to keep everybody that's really pissed off right now sitting at home smoking a joint and not doing a fucking thing about it. I'm all for legal marijuana. I think it's about time. I want to be able to smoke a joint and not go to jail anymore for it. But nonetheless, I digress into it's still part of their agenda because the people that I'm still going to remain activated. I mean, obviously, ha 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 ha, jokes on them. But the most of the people out there, the minute they hit that joint, it's over,
I think this new generation, which I'm on the tail end of it, but there are a lot of people younger than me that are a lot better than me at hacking, at computers, at what they're doing. I think this new generation is going to be okay, actually.
It might be, but that's only if we can break the SJ, keep the left from programming them before it's too late. See, the problem is a lot of the people that I saw fighting for the truth before this whole election, they've all started supporting Hillary now for some strange reason. And a bunch of them are like, fuck Trump. When Hillary runs again, I'm voting for her now. And it's like, where did this idea even come from? A minute ago, y'all were fighting against the New World Order. And then there's a lot of people that have just, okay, Trump's the Messiah of us all. So they've completely jumped off the bandwagon of fighting the New World Order.
I hear you, brother, and I'm still right here on the middle line. I don't like the government. I don't want a president at all. I don't think we need a president. I think we can have more of a democracy with just a Senate. But we still.
I like this picture that's scrolling across right now. That is fucking epic because that's pretty much how YouTube is.
You have no
The
say.
fact that they haven't already flagged like half of our videos surprises the fuck out of me at this point, to be honest with you.
Honestly, it's because we haven't attracted enough attention to attract the wrong kind of attention. If we just had one,
And I mean, of course, before you, I didn't even know we were supposed to put an advisory. I just like we started this channel, and the first word out of our mouths was "fuck."
Pretty much.
Like, my bad, YouTube. I didn't even give a shit about your guidelines. Do you see how much I don't care? Like, I thought this was freedom of speech. I didn't know I was supposed to watch my language so I don't hurt some pretty little snowflakes' feelings. They might accidentally hang themselves on Facebook Live.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the whole
Was that
snowflake,
a step too far? Did I go too far just then?
No.
I just want to make sure I'm not crossing any YouTube guidelines.
no. Speaking of the whole
you
snowflake,
need quotes.
there's a meme going around Facebook making fun of all the people that call the liberals snowflakes. It says you have to go out in public with a firearm to feel safe, but you want to call me a snowflake.
Hey, have you ever slipped on some black ice before, you dumb bitches? Snow hurts. Just putting that out there. What if you don't like snow? What if you're like us in Texas? We don't approve of that shit. In fact, we tell Mother Nature to quit that shit whenever it starts. We're like, hey, it's 80 degrees right now. And it does.
It'll still snow in Texas. I've seen it happen before.
Where?
I
When?
seen it too.
I ain't never seen it.
It
3
was
years ago.
it was 92. Yeah.
Oh, see, that was a
92.
long
It's
fucking
still
time
Texas.
ago. 92, all right. This is 2017. All right. We ain't got no snow. I've been here for 8 years. I ain't seen one snowflake. Except for these ones that are chilling in San Antonio, Alice. Austin. Alice. We're going to call Austin Alice now. Actually, there is now. It's Texas, so that doesn't work. So,
I was
nonetheless.
in Houston, Texas in 92. I was just a wee little lad, and the power went out. And there was like an inch of snow everywhere. I made the most pitiful snowman ever. But yes, it has snowed in Texas.
I'm just saying, like, in all reality, the only snowflakes we have right now are the kind that don't melt in the sun, and it pisses me off.
Someone should do some genetic modifications and fix that.
They already are, dude. That's why these people are like that. They genetically modified them to be this stupid. And there's no going back from making stupid. Once you've made stupid, there's no way to stop it. You can't fix stupid. You can fix, like, broken things. You can fix broken people, but these people aren't broken. They're just stupid. And you can't cure stupid. You have to eliminate stupid. I'm sorry to put it that way, but y'all are making it very evident that y'all will not peacefully coexist, nor will y'all accept anything other than what you want to believe, and you want to believe that the white man is out to get you. So, oogie boogie boogie, motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, y'all better watch out. I'm like a ghost.
I blend in with the snow.
For real, motherfucker, you better wait for this blizzard. Keep praying for it, I dare you.
That's where we're. I think you're right. I think we have to put our feet down. I think we have to stand up and say, fuck you, YouTube. I know you're going to demonetize our video. If we have one pedantic listener out there who takes offense to what we're saying, they could definitely try to report our video and say that we are spreading hate speech or fake news or any of these marginalizing victims of
Stupidity.
Right.
You know what? How's this for hate speech? I think we need another Hitler.
I find that offensive, sir. I didn't like his mustache. No, I'm just playing. I didn't like his cause, but overall, I've studied this man right and left, and I will say strategically that man was brilliant.
Yes, he was.
The way I look at it is we don't need another Hitler. What we need is these people to realize that white people, truly at this point in history, we don't give a flying fuck what you do. Straight people, we don't give a flying fuck what gay people do. Motherfucking, we do not give a fuck what you do as long as you don't do it in my face and like annoy me with your life. Like, if you're breathing my air and that happens to annoy me, then there's a problem. And that problem is you, so stop breathing my air. Like, that's as simply as I can put it. Like, you motherfuckers need to get with the program. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I don't care what planet you're from. I don't care what god you worship. You stay out of my way. Let me go to work. Let me raise my family the way I want to raise them. However, I feel is right by my standards, because your standards are shit. And you can go on about your merry way. Go butt fuck a llama. I don't give a fuck what you do. Do you see what I'm saying, snowflakes?
Long
I
as
don't
it don't
care.
affect me, I could give a shit less.
I'm not even going to call y'all by any kind of descriptive noun other than fucktards from now on. I'm not even going to call it. You're not hims, hers, zers, it's, ours, aren'ts. Y'all are just motherfucking fucktards.
Well, this episode has just devolved quickly into just a whole bunch of insults. But I think at some point, a lot of our culture and a lot of people today have just gotten tired of identity politics and just tired of.
Well, not only that, in fact, the main reason I'm upset, dude, is because I was actually involved in a chat earlier with the fucking one of these precious little snowflakes over this pipeline thing. And these motherfuckers say the Native Americans deserve to be booted out of there because they're just freeloaders.
What the hell?
What? Yeah. They're like, and then it was like, but this is a leftist or a right snowflake. See, there's two different kinds of snowflakes we're dealing with now.
Oh yeah,
We've got the right snowflakes that believe that, you know, oh my God, they believe Native Americans don't deserve a right in anything. They don't think anybody has a say in anything unless they're right wing. And then you have your leftists, which are the ones we see on the news. And these two motherfuckers are going head to head now, and it's starting to hit the mainstream. And this is going to spark a race war. Like, I thought Trump might put the brakes on the race war, but I don't think he has the ability to shy of martial law. And even then, I'm not sure that would stop it, because then what are you going to do? Put us all in FEMA camps together? Or are you going to segregate the FEMA camps? You segregate the FEMA camps, look, we're all racist again. I'm sorry, people. This frustrates me so bad what's going on right now. You know, like, all these protesters out there protesting for my vagina matters and all this bullshit. Trump's not my president. Where were you motherfuckers when somebody needed your help, like the Native Americans? Where were y'all years ago when Obama was going to throw TPP into action? Where have you motherfuckers been up, like, before now, when people actually needed you people to come out en masse like you have and show your voice? Where the fuck have y'all been?
You know, good point.
They didn't have to do that shit because our holy savior Barack Obama was doing everything they wanted him to do.
You know, you motherfuckers are willing to tear up your own cities over somebody getting shot that just happened to be running away from the cops with a gun in his hand. But y'all motherfuckers won't protest when the government is straight fucking everybody. You know what? I've got a challenge for you. The next time you go to your doctor to get one of your kids their monthly shots, ask them for the inserts on that shot. And if they don't bitch you out and try to fight you about it, because by law they're supposed to give it to you, and see if I didn't just save your child's fucking life. End of story.
You know, I think it's funny all these people are protesting, we need a bigger government, we need a stronger government and all this, and then they go out and riot and burn buildings and shit down every time somebody gets shot by the police.
Yeah, these motherfuckers need a bigger foot in the ass. That's what it is. The foot that's gone in their asses so far has been far too tiny and insignificant. It needs to be a large boot, and it needs to be shoved in there heavy style.
The same crazy person who will, on one hand, advocate that we shouldn't have any police because they think an anarcho society, an anarcho-communist society would be much better than the one we have today. So I think we need to just fire all of our police and have an uproar against the classes and all that. But yet, the first thing they do when you say anything about them or do anything towards them is they call the police. And they try to act like they're a victim of something. You can't be against the police and then go cry to them like a little bitch when we get in a fist fight.
Yeah, fuck the police till I need them.
Fuck the police till I get shot.
Yeah. And no, like, you know, I'm saying, like, we've got these people saying, you know, quoting Karl Marx and, Stalin and Lenin and all of them, they run around quoting them. I even saw a video on YouTube the other day of a dude chick thing marching down the street with the Chinese flag holding the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx in her hand.
Okay, we gotta stop with that. They're gonna fucking ban us from YouTube. It's a Zer. It's a Zer. Okay? If you can't figure out what it is, just call it Caitlyn. How about that? We'll call it Caitlyn. It was Caitlyn walking down the street with the Chinese flag and a Marxist book.
Did you just assume that flag's nationality?
See, come down to Texas, we don't play this kind of shit. There was a Mexican flag down here flying over an American flag, and the video went viral because the motherfucker ripped it down.
Don't forget to put her.
Sure as the stats say we're in today. At least you know what? I'm glad people are politically active and motivated. They might be angry for the wrong reasons, but at least they're angry. We need to light a fire up under these people's asses and remind them why people were so mad at Obama. It wasn't because he was black.
See, they weren't mad at Obama. That's understand why we were mad at Obama.
People every 8 minutes. It's because he didn't listen to us when we said we didn't want the TPP. He told us we were going forward with a global economy. He didn't listen to the people. He gave us that smile and he gave us that polite response, and that polite response is what the media loves, but that's not what America needs. And so, of course, the media hate Trump.
Well, see, the thing is, too, Obama was lecturing with his words, man. The way he talked to America, the look on his face, that attitude, like, me sucked in for a long time, dude. There was so long that you can ask Brandon, I was like, no, dude, this guy's for the people. God, he's doing this, that, and the other. And then when the shit went through, I was like, what the fuck just happened?
2008, I remember him being elected. I stayed up late watching it on TV. I was so proud. I'm like, yeah, America's really moving forward. Everything's cool. Hope and change, yeah. I don't want your money, man. I want change. Well, we got plenty of change.
Yeah, we got changed back into a fucking retard society that has no idea how to find its ass from a hole in the ground.
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
I'm trying not to be mean to these people, dude. I tried for so long, man. I've even tried to have like conversations with them rationally and not be mean to them. But then they start trying to. The first thing I hear is, "Shut up, you fucking cracker! You don't know what you're talking about, you piece of shit. You're a white straight male. You have children and." You force your women to live in misogynist households. And I was like, you know what? Why don't you go suck a fat one, you chode?
We went from men on the moon to men in the bathroom.
They come in my bathroom, I'm going to fuck them up. I'll tell you that much. They go in my daughter's bathroom and they won't make it back out. I'll be flushing pieces of them down that toilet. You'll be hearing them scream from 5 blocks away, I'll tell you what.
So
I'm going to turn that man into a woman real quick.
It looks like we lost Brandon, but continuing on, I'm about to play this video because I was looking over the copyright policy the other day and reading through it because we are doing more things online now.
Hi, Brandon.
All right, sorry, I'm back. They was calling me to tell me that my tax return check was in.
Oh, look at you against the state, but you take you still. Take
Ooh, your big fat money. Ooh, look at you. Fancy. You better buy a computer, you son of a bitch.
Actually, I'm working on buying a house.
I don't get tax returns, unfortunately, this year, but next year I will. Next year I should be rolling in the dough.
Next year, when you walk in the tax service place to get your tax check back, you should flop out your nutsack and teabag that bitch's desk.
Next time I walk into the they're probably going to arrest me on the spot and be, what happened to the past 2 years when we were finding your ass for Obamacare, huh? Shit.
No, I actually owe the state of Alabama $155. So I'm probably going to do the same thing this time as I did the last time I had to pay state taxes.
What?
I'm going to go to the bank with $200, and I'm going to say, I need this in pennies, please. And when they give them to me, I'm going to go to Walmart and get one of those big yellow shipping envelopes, and I'm going to break the penny wrappers open, pour the pennies in the envelope, put 2 stamps on it, and send it to the state.
actually costs more because of weight for your packages, so you'd end up spending like probably an extra $15 to ship that now. When I don't care, dude. I don't like giving the government my money.
Same here.
Next thing, because I fucking have to, and I'm pretty sure, like, it's getting to that crucial point with my kids where I gotta, start your fair cut, or they're gonna get pissy with me.
Yeah. See,
I fucking
it
hate
makes
child
it a little
support.
bit
Dude, I've
extra.
heard these things over and over, and they do not benefit anybody but the state, really, and the mother, because the mother has to show no proof of where the money goes. She doesn't have to do anything to. Oh, and even if you're paying up, all she has to do is say that you're like did something wrong, and they'll fucking come at you, dude. It's fucking ridiculous.
It is.
Sorry, I digress. Show your video, Levi. We cut you off. My bad, bro.
Oh, it's all good. I was gonna say, since we as long as we use it as a transformative matter, and because we are discussing the news on it and how this affects popular culture, this is all legit under copyright law. So anything that we use during the show it's good to go.
So us talking shit about good old boy Alex with his pot smoking
His meme
greatness,
and all
we can do that.
Exactly.
And I can totally use the phrase, "This is an info war."
Woo! Alex Jones coming for your studio.
You just can't. But yes, because
Sounds pretty legit.
That's all I hear when I watch his fucking show now is him screaming at me, and I'm like, God damn it, dude! If you yell at me one more time, I'm coming to Austin. You'll probably beat my ass, but I'm at least gonna try and slap you once. You don't have to yell at me, dude. I'm awoke. You're supposed to yell at those motherfuckers.
oh, but we all know the humble water filter merchant Alex Jones, when he gets angry and rips his shirt off and starts huffing and puffing behind the desk. You know, he does so much for free speech.
Stare, my lord. Sorry, Alex. We didn't mean it. Don't sue me.
I was going to propose this for the show.
You were going to propose that he sues us?
I propose that he drinks more of the grease out of the McDonald's fryers.
I'm sorry. I stopped listening to him a while back because when he jumped on the Trump train so hard, like, he's not even, like, didn't even try and, he's not even trying to hold out the count that this guy might do some shit behind our backs. Nope, Trump's the Messiah.
Yeah, I pretty much stopped listening to Alex Jones because of that myself. And then, I started looking into a lot of the shit he was saying, and I was like, dude, this dude's a straight up fucking liar.
Oh, hell, Trump Christ. I'll catch you later, man. What am I staring at?
You're watching somebody, it looks like, trying to program a rap song. Oh shit, dog, this is anonymous.
I was going to say, did Anonymous just take over our channel for the night? That would kind of be the shit. I'd actually be like, holy shit, if Anonymous took over our channel and was like, these guys, they speak the truth, but they're assholes. So let us put it to you in a slightly better way before you all riot.
I'd just give a salute and be like, yes, sir.
For real.
Is bullshit. I haven't seen anything good. Okay, I can't say that because I haven't been in the deep web.
Well, actually, they just recently hacked. But the only thing is, the problem with all this shit is now, because of the whole WikiLeaks being in the presidential campaign thing, when they hack shit now, like there was a guy that hacked a whole bunch of child predators. But the fact that he hacked and then leaked the information before turning it over to the authorities, he leaked it to the public first. That's going to create a problem for the Anons, I think, in the long run, because now media is going to go and the way the judicial system's trying to work right now, they're just going to say that's illegitimate. It doesn't count.
That's why I've been watching the internet for a long time. I don't like making arguments from authority. I don't like saying believe me, and I'm not saying believe me at all. But I am saying I've seen what's coming and I know what's happening. And kind of like this video was talking about, back in '99 we were doing this. There is something happening, and the hackers of the internet have been watching for a long time. Uh,
To be in the hacking, but I got myself in a little bit of trouble and I just kind of stepped away from it because, like, even back then I wasn't awakened or anything. I was just hacking into shit to see how far I could go.
oh, I'm a kiddie scripter, but I've been watching the anonymous boards and trolling, and I've been in the background for a long time, so I've seen what's happened throughout the history of it. It's a very exciting thing to be part of. Anyone who fought in the meme war for 2015 or 2016, represent. My heart goes out to you.
But the way I look at it is like anonymous may be good, they may be bad. I really don't, because I'm not seeing anyone step up against the true evil out there like right now. It just seems like everybody's like anonymous seems to have gotten stuck on pedogate, pizzagate, whatever you want to classify it as. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like everybody's stuck in their own little worlds and everyone stopped addressing the overall issue.
The flat earthers are arguing if the earth is round or flat, and then you have the pizza gators arguing in their conspiracy. And the world of conspiracy is very segregated. It has its own little subcultures and subforums.
I'm into cryptids, but I also kind of like the UFO theory, but I don't believe that they're necessarily in the extraterrestrial is more interdimensional beings. A lot of the UFO guys that I want to talk to some of these people because I'm intrigued by the stories and I'm intrigued by thing like that. It's just mysterious stuff intrigues the fuck out of me. But because I don't subscribe to they're abducting us because they're of a higher species and they want to experiment on our sexual organs. Because I don't subscribe to that, I believe it's more or less interdimensional beings. And if there are hybrids, then that would mean that they're interdimensional, whatever's on the other side of that portal, hybrids.
Bro, haven't you heard? It's the Anunnaki. They want our gold so they can fix the atmosphere.
I'd say Nephilim at this point. I don't think we have enough gold left.
That was always a strange idea to me, that another civilization would need our resources, because in an infinite universe, all resources are infinite. There is nothing.
Well, who knows? Maybe they've been robbing the planets of all the other gold, and now they're stuck up in there like, hey man, we ran out of gold teeth. We need some more. Go get Earth.
Well,
how do we know Jay-Z and Lil Wayne aren't part of the Anunnakian bloodline, and that's why they're all about some gold teeth?
Now, if I'm wrong and there is space, there is only one thing that a biological organism like us could offer a superior being, and that is our genetic code. Our genetic code would be the only thing they could find on our planet that they couldn't find elsewhere. So they might.
So we're speaking of doing the diggity with the aliens, right?
Maybe.
Giggity. I'd probably have sex with an alien. I'm not sure yet. I mean, I'd have to be single, of course. I couldn't do it in my state right now, but like, if I was single or lonely and, hot space babe came down, little flying saucer, understand Earth culture enough to know how to, approach somebody about the giggity, you never know.
With most guys today, they could just walk up and be like, hey, want to fuck?
Yeah, see, that's too subtle for me. I don't like it. I don't like when women come up to me and they're just like, hey, I like you. Let's fuck. What? Slow your roll, herpes. Let's talk for a second.
Well, in today's society, you'd be considered.
I mean, our Western culture. I understand why our Western culture is hated by the East so bad. I mean, look at our Western culture. I mean, sure, we're progressive and everything, but man, we have no fucking walls.
I have morals.
It's about
Not
an hour
really.
into the show. We have Mitch saying that he would screw an alien if one came down. And I've trolled the internet a little bit, showing some an insect from back in the old day.
Yeah, I mean, so we really have no moral codes in this country, you know, like
Not
we've
really.
been programmed to be as unempathetic as possible. Even when you think about like other parts of the world, do we really give two shits and a fuck what happens over there at all?
Not really.
Major. Even when there is, what do we do other than get on Facebook and change our fucking profile picture to a flag? Woo! We helped.
I'm helping.
That's a wonderful sentiment to end today's show on. You are meaningless, and nothing you do in life ever matters. Whether you try to vote Republican or Democratic, doesn't matter. Whether you get up and go to work tomorrow, doesn't matter. In the end, you're just going to die anyway. So keep that in mind.
And when you do, we'll put a flag over our Facebook profile pictures to commemorate you by.
Everything dies anyway, and nothing matters.
Apparently. I don't know. I think it all matters, dude. I think that, like, in all reality, there may be a heaven, hell, that whole idea, but I believe that even if there is a heaven and hell, it takes us a long time to get there. Like, I don't even think this is the end of it all. Even if we're living in the end times, I just think it's the end of this cycle. But I think we're going to keep coming back until we learn the ultimate lesson, whatever the fuck that lesson is. Whatever it is that we're supposed to learn being in this stupid, fucked up, twisted journey we all have to go through, you know? I think we keep having to come back because we're not getting it right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't think the show's going to go anywhere up from here, so I think we should just end it now.
Yeah, I mean, well, is there one other thing I was going to say? Is there any news updates on that dam in Nevada that broke down?
I honestly haven't heard anything.
Okay.
Yeah, there
I've
was
been
in Nevada that was supposedly collapsing because of the overflow from California and shit.
No, it collapsed.
Oh, it did collapse?
Yeah, that's the news story I heard. When I heard it, it was breaking. It collapsed.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if they had already evacuated people or if it was like, you know, if there was some sort of way to divert that water somehow and they kept it from getting real bad or something. But I do know it, from what I heard, it collapsed. Don't quote me on that until you look it up for yourself. But
Well, shit. Thoughts and prayers to
correct. It collapsed.
It looks like the Nevada dam was just a dam miscommunication. There was no dam needed for dam emergency that drew national spotlight to Nevada's Lyon County. We survived, Jeff Page said in a deadpan manner. I think that was something blown out of proportion.
Okay. I was just like, I wanted to check on that because I hadn't heard anything new from it. And like, when it was first reported, that's all I heard was that the dam collapsed and there would be updates later. And I was like, well, that's fucking great.
Well, shit. I wanted to say thoughts and prayers to the hookers in Vegas.
Well, Page said that the retention basin has no dams, but it was full and overflowing to some nearby drainages.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then whoever put that story out needs to suck a dick. I was all worried about people in Nevada. Look at y'all getting me worried about people that ain't even in danger. God damn it. Wasting energy.
Wasting productive energy I could have used on something
Talking about Orville more.
like sleeping.
But yeah, we appreciate y'all tuning in. There's really not much else to cover into tonight. Is there any like other news on the like anything that Russia said as